It's a drunken soiree in the within. Chris and Stu present Hardcore Listing, the podcast. Hello and welcome to Hardcore Listing Podcast. I'm your host, I'm Stu Whiffin. Joining me as ever is Christopher William Glasson. You all right?
I'm all right, mate. You've already dug me out over my hair today, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't suppose you remember El Dorado, but you've kind of got Marcus Tandy. Didn't
they die on a bus or something like that? Is that how they axe the show? I'm getting words mixed up as usual. I'm thinking of that BBC TV series that was supposed to replace EastEnders. What was that called? Or was that El Dorado?
The one with Michelle Collins in it. Because there were two, weren't there? There were the two.
You had the ITV one. The ITV one was called Albion Market.
No.
That was the one that they tried to rival Enders with. But then this is like my age is probably benefiting me, yeah.
It was based in Spain.
Yeah, that's El Dorado.
Oh, right. So I did get it right.
You the clue's in the title, Chris.
Yeah, but you looked at me like I got it wrong.
This is not the confidence I expect from a man with a first from university, Chris. I've got to say, you're not representing education well here. Me and my high quality tutu. Because do you know what I lived, Chris? I was busy at university having a good time.
Do you know what he didn't tell you?
The wonderful voice you can hear is Vix Leyton.
Hi.
And welcome
back
back, Vix. Welcome back. We have already been talking, and I've already
you have.
It's mostly been you, Chris, I'll be honest.
For some reason, he was talking to me about his morning, doing a bit of gardening, being really humble. Vix pops up on the Zoom call and he starts flexing about getting a first. Fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I'm so sorry, Vix. I'm sorry. But it's lovely to have you back anyway.
Yeah, it's been a while. Lots has happened since then.
It's been a hot minute, right? And hopefully we get to catch up on those bits and pieces with you.
You're currently in Brighton because you've got a sold-out show tonight, which we'll get to. But we tried to have a conversation about it earlier, but somehow Chris turned it around into talking about himself. So it felt like you kind of had something really, good that you've achieved. And Chris was like, right, let me just rain all over that with my first.
I'm going to have a little time out and let you two talk about great things you're doing for a while. Vix, yes, you got a sold-out show tonight in Brighton. Whereabouts in Brighton?
In the Caxton Arms, really nice pub, lovely beer garden. But it is 24 degrees here and I am worried people are going to go to the beach instead. Yeah. So I can't rest. I can't relax. It's if it was me and I'd only paid like £4 to go to something and I looked out the window at this weather, I don't know if I'd commit. So
yeah, good luck. I mean, I should just throw in at this point, I've got 4 C and above in my GCSEs.
Which subjects?
Yeah.
I bet it does matter.
You're a creative,
drama,
That's
media studies, sociology.
Oh, fucking hell.
Those are pretty much my A levels. Hey.
Right. Vix.
Can I just say, the thing is with that, with like it being sunny, is I've had that like doing club nights, Vix, and you're just like, oh fuck, it's sun. When I first started doing it, I was always like, oh great, if it's sunny, that's going to be great for us. Not necessarily, and then it's heartbreaking. But that's being British, isn't it? Like we don't get a lot of sun, so we're kind of like. And
people have already started drinking. I can see them. They're coming out of the corner shops across the road. They've got their tinnies. So again, it's like, would I prefer empty chairs or leery Brits? And I'll tell you after.
Yeah. Give us an update. But you know what? You've sold out, so you've got the money's in the bank, Vix. So
it's exciting, isn't it?
Fuck them, really.
Exactly.
6 years I've been working towards being an overnight success so far. So
it only took Chris 2 years to get his first.
It was 3 years actually, Stu.
Oh right, yeah.
All right, come on.
You're still paying off the loan, Chris.
Do you know what? It's insane. Like I'm not, but do you know how loans work now? It is mental. Like the interest, as you get paid more, Stu, they change the rate of interest on what you're paying. So I didn't know we were going to get into that today, but yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So I'm probably going to be paying my daughters off for the next 20 years.
The rest of your life, yeah. Yeah, as you get more money, it doesn't let you pay off more of the debt. They just increase the interest to match it. So you're still effectively paying off the same, even though you're paying more. It's an absolute racket.
I feel like that must be illegal. Yeah, I think that's absolutely
the smart
crazy.
people wouldn't go to university. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's the smart choice. Yeah, absolutely.
I do. Like journalism, broadcast, and film. Honestly, I can't tell you how many doors that has left closed.
Well, look, Vix, you're here today to discuss a top 5, and this sounds like an absolute cracker.
Yes.
What's your top 5 today?
The top 5 petty moments in pop culture is what I'm looking at today. So, yes, there's so much to choose from. And that's the trouble. That's what my show's about. And it changes every time because every show I do, someone comes up to me at the end and they tell me something that's even better than everything in my show. So it's it's been like winner stays on. But I do have some absolute favourites that are kind of hardwired that I think we can enjoy together.
Glorious. Let's kick it
that
off.
We can all get into, isn't it? Really, it's just like watching celebrities just being kind of petty and kind of like we all are really, but they do it on a international scale.
It's not even just celebrities. Like it's the people that are just normal people that become famous through their behaviour, for better or for worse. So so my favourite, my first example, because pettiness lives in local press. That is where it absolutely thrives. If you are unhappy about something, if you've had what you consider to be not enough crisps in your bag of crisps, you are going to your local newspaper to talk about it. It's sort of, social media is sort of taken over, but I think gold standard is still regional press. And with that in mind, people who put birthday cakes next to potholes when they reach a year. Now these people...
Oh my God, I didn't realise that was a thing.
It's such a thing. Like, this is one of my first exposures to petty behaviour.
Wow.
And what feels uniquely British petty behaviour. So people will see a pothole, they'll complain about it, nothing is done. They are holding birthday parties at the pothole just to hold the council to account.
The thing I love about this, that is very British as well, is the amount of time and effort they've put into being petty, and they've paid for a cake or made a cake. The effort and the financials, like, it doesn't matter because they're petty bastards and they've just got to make their petty little stand about a pothole. I love it. I love it.
They bring the paper and they're like, you know what, you're going to want to see this. They're like, what have you got? And it's a balloon next to a bit of road. Or a birthday card. But yeah, Colin the Caterpillar is very popular in this genre. I just think, because I think they've got bad PR. Like, they look like martyrs. Like you said, you've said it yourself, Stu. These people, they got a little bit too much time on their hands. They make a petty point. But because I've started doing all this research, I've done the maths on how much a pothole costs over the course of a year, and it's actually £430,000.
What?
So the average pothole on the average street will cost £430,000 of damage over the course of a year. And when you think of it like that, these people, we should be praising them. We should be making fun of them. And I'm down the front making fun of them as well. Because you already know, I haven't shown you any pictures, but you already know what these people look like.
100%. 100%.
Stu likes to wind them up on Facebook all the time.
That's my go-to whenever I've got a little bit of downtime and I'm feeling a little bit bored. A Facebook community group. That's where the good shit is.
Stu's got reams of posts that he's done, Vix. I don't know if you've ever seen, he'll send you some. But he's got reams of, like, give Vix a quick example, Stu, of how you like to bait people.
My favourite one, because, like, I mean, the biggest things on community groups is dog shit. People complain about dog shit. Like, that is a real bugbear. Kids loitering. Anyone that might not have a white face walking down a street. Anyone see this guy earlier, like, looking very suspicious? And it was like, it's just a bloke walking down the street. But obviously it's cloaking a million and one other opinions and questions. But my favourite one, Vix, was I put a post up as playing a bit of a knobhead myself, really.
Do you use your own name, Stu? Or do you kind of moniker?
No.
You're not confused aardvark 8378. Like,
no,
the cowards
not at
that are
all.
doing that now.
Not at all. And,
Say it with your whole chest.
Like 100%. So I said, really losing faith in the community in Thurrock. Things seem to be changing. Only this morning I was over Nutbury Park by the kids' playground, trying to offload a load of asbestos at the back of my van, and not one person come over to help me. Like, they could see I was struggling because it was a load of roof tiles. People could see I was struggling, but not one person come over and try to help me offload and fly tip my asbestos. And like, where's the sense of community these days? The reams of people that just come at me, just going, "What the fuck is wrong with you? You can't put asbestos like that. Has to be removed." And I was, no, you just think, these are the people I adore. These are the people that will go out of their way to complain about potholes. I love them. They make my life a happier place.
I'm in so many community groups for that. Like, everywhere I've ever lived, I have never left. I am laughing at the people litter picking in Cardiff from my old flat. Yeah. I want to know what's happening with the Blue Bridge Man. Like, there's a lot. The Blue Bridge Man, like, I kind of backed him because he'd just run up to people and just sort of shout in their face. And I think that's funny. And I know it must be quite scary if it happens to you, but I think that's quite funny.
Who's the Blue Bridge Man?
He operates in Canary Wharf. I'm not sure if he's still active, but he was big news in the Canary Wharf and Tower Hamlets groups for a while. He was a menace.
What was his bugbear? What was his plight? What was he doing?
Well, no one ever asked him, and maybe that's why he was so mad. Right. You know, no one ever asked him, "Are you okay, Blue Bridge Man?"
He's trying to make a statement, but no one's listening.
No.
But there'd just be constant sightings of him. Sometimes he wasn't even doing anything. It's like, I saw the Blue Bridge Man outside us today. Also, people who can't be bothered to Google basic things.
Yeah.
Does anyone know what time Asda's open this weekend? Yeah. If only there was a way you could look. I love a community group.
So, Vix, coming back to it, 430 grand's worth of damage. Is that because of what it's doing to tyres, effectively?
So that's based on the average amount of traffic. It's 200 cars a day, based on town planning. Average amount of cars that will drive down any given road. About 1% of cars will be damaged. That's a moderate estimate, but based on insurance figures, I went so deep into this. Yeah. Like, I do have a job, but I'm doing this instead. And it costs about £580 every time. So it's your suspension, your tyres, and it gives people a little fright. And you know you can't even count the psychological damage of that. That is scary. No. That's like when a balloon pops and you're expecting it. I've
spilt my coffee on myself on a pothole before. Had a little for it. And I wonder how much it's cost your company in their paid work hours while you're looking up and doing these mass calculations as well. They're like, "Vix, you were late for that meeting again." "Oh yeah, my internet went down." "No, it didn't."
Let me talk to you about potholes. Have you heard the good news about potholes? But yes, I calculated that. But I think they're unsung heroes, and I do think they need PR. I'm here to start the campaign. Like, we need to support these people in their endeavours.
Absolutely.
People fix them now. I saw I don't know what it was, YouTube short or whatever, and it was some lads just filling them. They were just going around filling them.
A lot of people fill them.
I think that was probably AI.
Oh, okay. Yeah, easy.
I don't think that's happening.
I've seen ones where they fill them with soil and put plants in them.
I've seen that as well. I've seen that.
Well, yeah, and like the most successful genre of this is people were spray painting knobs, like cock and balls around them, and then the council have to come out because they can't clean the graffiti away and then not deal with it. So that's arguably the most
genius.
Effective and fun. And I think they're cooler than the pothole cake people. I just think they've chosen a slightly cooler option.
Absolutely.
Like they were sitting in a different place on the school bus, those people, but they're all heroes in my eyes.
Yeah. Excellent.
So pothole crusaders, they're my number one. Obviously,
love it.
Big big pop culture one. It's Agatha Christie.
Nice.
Oh my god, that was great.
What an absolutely outstanding piece of work that was for Colleen Rooney. We didn't think she had it in her, did we?
No.
Well, Vix, I'll tell you what. Sorry, you're going to have to, for any of our listeners that don't understand any of that, please explain it, because I too know nothing about it. I know that it's Colin Mooney and another footballer's wife, obviously, but I don't know anything about it. So I'm all ears. I'm fascinated.
So Colleen Rooney, a few years ago, realised that somebody was using her private Instagram stories to sell to the tabloids. So she was seeing stories in there that only her green circle on Instagram could possibly have seen. So she wanted to know what was going on there. So she spent months putting up individual fake news Instagram stories, moving her green circle to one person to see which of her close friends were selling the stories. So eventually she identified by this like process of a scientific forensic process of elimination, every time defining a new close friend circle, devising some completely fake news. So she had things like a flood in a kitchen that didn't really happen, that ended up in the Sun. Her wanting to select the gender of her next baby, that ended up in the Sun. And through her investigation, she worked out who it was, and she delivered the news on who it was through a beautifully crafted statement where she goes through exactly everything that's happened to her. So notice that someone's selling in my stories. Obviously, my family is very sacred. I take my friendships very sacred. Blah, 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 blah. Ends it, ... It's Rebecca Vardy's account. So she outs this woman in one of the most beautiful viral moments. And it was just like, COVID was just kicking off as well. So we were all starting to feel really, really upset and stressed about the state of the world. And I think we needed this. And it was probably the last water cooler moment before water coolers stopped existing, because everybody had an opinion on it. And Rebecca Vardy, despite heavy evidence and screen grabs against her, decided to sue Colleen for defamation, despite the fact the receipts were there. The receipts were there. And yeah, but the memes it generated with people like it. I like Colleen Rooney in a way that I didn't have any opinions on her. I didn't hate her, but I didn't have any opinions on her. I like her more than ever. I was team Colleen. But yeah, Rebecca Vardy's absolute bold choice, which again, it was petty. So ultimately it's two wags having a scrap over things that are absolutely no consequence. So if Rebecca Vardy hadn't said anything and had just sort of borne it, like most people, you go, again, it's just two rich women having a scrap. Like if she sold the stories, so what? Good on her. I don't care. I'm not interested. Did I read the stories? Yes. Do I care about the stories? No. But because Rebecca Vardy doubled down so hard by suing her, it went to court because neither of them were back down, which is brilliant.
Oh, it did go to court?
It went all the way. 3 years this went through the courts, and they poured through like WhatsApp groups, text messages. Rebecca Vardy had to submit her phone. Her manager was supposed to submit her phone to evidence, but dropped it into the sea the day before. Don't you just hate it when you're supposed to submit your phone for evidence and then you drop it in the sea? Like that definitely happens.
Yeah.
That definitely happens. But yeah, so not only was all the Rebecca Vardy stuff about Colleen there, it also poured through all her views about other wags, for example, who else was involved in it. And it was just this epic amount of humiliation, mostly for Rebecca Vardy, but also for Colleen Rooney, because she was annoyed that she was getting loads of tabloid press and she didn't want to be in the tabloids. And what kicked off here was 3 years of relentless tabloid press. There is a stage show. There is a musical. Channel 5 have done a recreation. The BBC have just cast Michael Sheen in a recreation. There's a book about it. Like, in terms of what Colleen was trying to achieve, like, once the mic dropped, it just kept rolling into, like, a whole pool of shit. And eventually, Rebecca Vardy was found guilty. They decided she had, in fact, done that. So now she is a court-defined liar. And it cost us £6 million. So, all because, again, the pettiness. Like, they just refused to walk away. Like, there were so many points where they could have gone, should we just shake hands and just let the rest of the world be, you know, this is during COVID, loads of people are dying. Like they sat down and they thought, no, it is still genuinely important actually that these Instagram stories, like someone's got to pay for this. Like,
wow.
Is Rebecca Vardy, is she still with, I don't know football very well, but there's the footballer Vardy, I don't know. Isn't he's got a Netflix special at the moment, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. But it's, you know, he must have, like, the mortification of that as well, because these two footballers probably just want to mind their own business.
Yeah. And is Rebecca, is she a business entity in and of herself? Does she earn a lot of money, or is that 6 million come out of like Jamie having to score more goals?
It's his money, isn't it?
Because his missus had been selling. Oh my God, 6 million.
You'd want to be in the back of that taxi, wouldn't you? After that £6 million was handed down, you'd want to be in the back of that taxi with those two.
Ride home, wasn't it? Fuck.
But
That's
yeah,
gold.
absolute shambles. Like a 4-year masterclass in people that should have just called it a draw.
Yeah, I don't know. She's got 6 million out of it. I mean, I also respect to Colleen for like that's mafia level rooting out a rat, isn't it? What she did. That's
Yeah.
kind of what you'd see in The Godfather. And
It was a real
yeah.
power move. And yeah, I still have a lot of time and a lot of respect for it. But she made some other choices earlier in life that I didn't necessarily agree with. So it hasn't completely balanced the books for me.
Gotcha. Sometimes you've got to sometimes to smite one's own enemies, it takes a bit. You got to take a bit of damage yourself, and I think Colleen basically she might not realise it at a point in time. Sometimes it's worth it. I think sometimes cutting your nose off to spite your face is absolutely the right thing to do, and it's very fitting for this top 5 as well, Vic. So yeah, that's incredible.
Because that's part of the show that I'm working on. It's called Chief Petty Officer. And basically, I defined what I consider to be the formula for the perfect petty act. And it is exactly that. It's like how much effort you had to put in, how much they suffered, how much you just got pure joy from it, like the PR of it, how many people know about it. And then how much, like when the effort stops paying off. Like when you have doubled down to the point, you can't see the wood for the trees. Like sunk cost fallacy is driving a bus and you are very much a passenger. So that's, I just enjoy this project so much.
Love it.
That's great.
I don't really know why this has become my special interest. There are a few reasons, I guess. Like I'm quite a petty person by trade, like my mum is. I've learned it from my mum. I'm a personal finance consumer champion, so I will literally spend hours of my life pursuing pence. Like it could be that. I need to believe it's worth it. I need to believe this is all worth it.
I like to think I'm not petty, but I just think we all delude ourselves on it. I think every human being is petty in their own way. I mean, I can't like manners. Like I will. Like, what's the point in shouting out thank you if you've held a door for someone and they don't say thank you? And I don't always do it, but sometimes I do. And I think that's like, oh my God, that's so English petty that is as well. It's not
your fault though. It's apparently something happens in your brain. Like I said, I've gone really deep into this. When your brain perceives an injustice of any kind, how you balance the books doesn't matter how you balance the books, but you get a little reward for it. You get a little neurological reward. So even if it doesn't actually benefit you at all, just taking any kind of action will give you a little sort of neurological treat. So it's not you're just wired that way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Stu, you if you have a minor infraction, you like to strangle like a stray animal, don't you? That's what you often say to me. You'll find a local stray and just drown it. That's what's your
number 3, Vix?
So number 3 is it's an art one because I want to be highbrow, and it's Anish Kapoor buying the exclusive rights to the color black.
Wow.
And Stuart Semple, the other artist's response to it. So Anish Kapoor, they developed the blackest black known to man, called Vanta Black, right? And it's not even a paint. It's like carbon tubes that have to be applied at really, really high temperature. And it also gives you cancer. Like it's not the kind of paint you give to your child. Like they're not going to use it on Blue Peter, but do you know what? They're not going to use it anyway because Anish Kapoor secured exclusive rights to this paint. Only he's the only person in the world allowed to use this paint.
That's incredible.
I
didn't know that.
Is just it's wanker business, isn't it? That like
who's Anish Kapoor?
Well, that's the thing. Like I know this, and I've known about this because I saw it on QI years ago. But I've never been interested in like this is not a move that a man's made that's made me go, do you know what? I'm longing to see his art now. I bet this guy's art is amazing. But the bit of art that he's best known for, probably apart from drawing black holes on a wall, is. In Chicago, there's a massive shiny bean. And
bean or bin?
Bean. So it's the shape of a bean, but it's not in the shape of a bean. If you ask Anish Kapoor, it's a cloud gateway. And so when the people of Chicago started referring to it as the bean, he had a real tantrum about it and basically said that they were undermining his art. Like, this is the kind of guy he is. And so when you read about that, you go, yeah, I understand how you took exclusive rights to a colour. But so you made this, and I googled it because it's like the guys that made Vanessa Black, apparently they wanted to partner exclusively with an artist. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll let him off the hook. But then I read an article in The Guardian and he'd been interviewed and it was breathtakingly twatty, what he had to say. He's like, oh, it's a partnership. I feel like it's really important. It's just, awful. He's an awful man. And another artist, Stuart Semple, agreed. He saw that. He thinks art is for everybody. Colours are for everybody. How can you exclusively have use of a specific colour? That's not the way the world should work. So he retaliated in a petty move by developing the pinkest pink paint. So the pinkest pink paint exists. He put it on sale. Anyone can buy it, but you have to certify that you are not Anish Kapoor and you're not buying it for Anish Kapoor. So the only condition of using this paint is he can't use it.
That is the joy. That is, oh, wow, that's beautiful. Well done, Stuart.
But a few months later, because again, these men don't have enough to do. A few months later, Anish Kapoor gets hold of the paint, puts a picture of himself up on Instagram, doing the middle finger with pink is pink on the tip of his finger. So it's just, it's ever decreasing circles of petty. But again, like nobody's really coming out of this well. Nobody thinks, oh, this is a great use of your time. So yeah, Stuart Semple has gone on to develop a whole suite of colours that Anish Kapoor's not allowed to use, including a glitter that if you were to put your middle finger in it to do something sassy, like put an Instagram post up about it would cut your finger. So it's, like I said, it's ever decreasing circles of pettiness between these two men.
I mean, like the comeback I thought was kind of cool, but the fact he's now it's become his identity is like, that's the terrifying part for me.
And that's the trouble. It was sort of the double down. And I think the problem is people don't know when they're finished.
Yeah.
And like a really good petty act, you kind of put the microphone down and it's done and you go, right, I'm happy with that being, that my place in history is secured. I'm ready to move on. And that's what brings me on to my next one, which is can
I just interject on that? Right. When somebody is really arty and they're banging on, right? Now, every answer me sees myself as a bit of a creative. And like, I'm just looking behind Chrissy's shoulder there. And like, there's some Riker artwork on the wall. And there's like a nice mirror frame that I know Chris spray painted. And it all looks very cool. And I like to think that I'm intrigued in the world of art and design and stuff. But I think if I happened to be at one of his speeches, there'd be an overpowering working class fire that will be lit in my belly where after about 5 minutes, I think I'd just be, shut up. Like, do you know that thing where you just think, wanker? Like,
yeah. I went to a gallery recently, and this is not something I do. This is the first time I've ever done it. I'm nearly 42. This is the first time. I don't want you to think I'm that person. But we went to this gallery because my girlfriend has a painting in her lounge and she absolutely loves it. It is gorgeous. And there was an opportunity to meet the artist, see a live demo, and there was free snacks as well. So we were like, okay, we're in. And then we got there and we realized like that our painting was probably the cheapest one that you could have. Like we had one that was like not cheap, but everything else like $3,000, $5,000, $6,000, $8,000. And this room was full of people going, oh, how many should we have? And I was like, oh, I don't belong here. And he did this demonstration, but he told these stories that he thought were relatable. It was the same thing, but he'd climbed Everest a couple of times, basically. So I was already out. I'm out. Like that's natural selection. Like it's not for me. But he'd met this Sherpa, this brilliant Sherpa, and the first time he went up, he realised that the Sherpa wasn't making a great deal of money because he was like not at the right. He wasn't at like pro tier, so he was making a reasonable amount of money. But he had kids, and he got to know the Sherpa. The second time he went again, same Sherpa. Then he found out that Sherpa had died, and he didn't think maybe we should all stop going up Everest because we don't need to. He gave money to the Sherpa's family, and he positioned that like he was a real hero in the story. And I was like, but these people wouldn't be going up the mountain unless really rich guys wanted to go up the mountain. They are put in there because he was talking about he went and bought him trainers because his trainers were a bit like broken down. He said, I don't know how he was on this mountain in these trainers. And I was looking around the room waiting for anyone other than my girlfriend to like raise an eyebrow and go, this is very self-aware. And everybody else was just like, oh, yeah, that's a lovely thing. And apparently the Sherpa's son's a doctor now, and he's not saying that he's responsible for that. But this poor fatherless boy is now a doctor and supports the whole family, and he's sort of taking credit for it. But I was like, but do you remember what started this story?
you killed his dad.
Yeah, but he's got new trainers.
Yeah.
But
So what trainers were they?
Premium, I imagine, like really good trainers, but I don't think that was the point. But yeah, he told that story, and then he told a load more white saviory stories where it's the same energy as. And in the end, I had the last laugh. Like every single story he started, he had somehow really made a positive impact on this small, primitive community that he'd been to, and it was very hard to keep a face that was at best polite, but was not disgusted.
Similar sort of vibe to when you jumped on the Zoom and Chris was just banging on about how incredible he is.
Yeah, same energy.
Yeah, but I've not saved anyone. As your girlfriend sold the painting now, it's like you end up going, actually,
well, we'd already bought another one, and they are still really good paintings. But yeah, they're not. He was a bit disappointing in real life, and his picture was very out of date. He did not look like the man in the promotion, which doesn't matter. But again, I'm just slandering him a little bit because I thought he was a knob. But
he's a bit of a dick. Yeah, but my friends who've. Oh, sorry. Go on, Stu.
No, go on, mate.
No, go
on. I think like sometimes people like that, you're doing them a favour if you just highlight that they're a bit of a knob, because I just don't think that they ever see it unless somebody just spells it out.
I don't know. I don't think you would have taken it well from us, to be honest. We don't think we were the type of people who we thought were long-term customers.
I've told you, I've spelled it out for you, Stu, a million times, and you
100%.
Still haven't quite got the message.
Yeah, that's true. Well, look, before we get on to your number 2, Vix, Chris, have you got any you want to throw in, mate?
Yeah, I did have a little think earlier. Let me just pick one of my. Do you ever watch Come Dine with Vix?
Yeah.
There was one episode, because that is just a cesspit for pettiness all the time.
It
Passive
is.
Aggressive behaviour. It's wonderful. I love it.
John Marsh was initially in the show, the What a Sad Little Life Jane man. But I think that's just aggressive behaviour.
Yeah.
That was just horrible.
Is he the one who did put in the fake finger into the food? Have you seen that one? Oh, this bloke. It is something you can find it, because my little brain said it to me about 6 months ago. Do you remember that episode of Come Dine? And I was like, got to watch it immediately, and I managed to find it somewhere. It was on YouTube, and this bloke is just he's just such a dickhead. And he put a plastic fake. It was his turn to host, and he put a plastic fake finger in someone's food as a joke, and people weren't like offended by it. They just didn't find it really that funny, and he has a full-on meltdown about it, that they can't handle a joke. I think he takes the person's food away from them and doesn't let them eat it, because they didn't laugh enough for what he did. And it was just absolute, it's great. And yeah, that's just one example of complete pettiness. Like,
Four in the bed is exactly the same. Yeah. Four in the bed, where they're literally rolling around on the floor looking for hairs under the bed. They are the worst people in the world, and they've taken £20 off because the egg wasn't quite how they liked it. It's
Vix, it's mental, and you realise that the country's full of people like that. And it's like, I know I can be petty, but like I'm not that level of petty. I'm not trying to like assassinate someone's life because of there was a little bit of dust on the and there's that whole thing. But they're incentivized to be petty because they vote. It's like Come Dine with me, right? So even if that someone puts on the best night ever, they're like, give them a 6 because they don't want to lose chances of winning. And I just think, oh mate.
But occasionally you get the nice ones as well, and they're just throwing around the 8s and 9s, and you just, they're going to get something, that's going to be their villain origin story. These innocent, sweet people that are just genuinely voting based on the experience they had, versus the people in the back of the car, and they're like, somehow they got hold of my grandma's recipe, she's been dead for years, and they recreated it beautifully. Ed Sheeran sang the song that we walked down the aisle to at the wedding. 5. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
But it's like...
There was no... sorry, go on.
Any kind of scoring is quite petty, though, because like Uber, the tactics now you have to go to at Uber to maintain a decent rating. Like, I don't like it. I'd like a cab company where the ratings are one way. In the same way I don't like 360 feedback in the workplace. I feel like you work hard to become a manager so you can rain down judgment on other people and they don't get to rain it back.
No, that's not how the world works. Shit rolls downhill, Vix. Shit rolls downhill. That's what I say to my staff when they're doing 12-hour days.
You don't get to rate me. How dare you?
One of my exes pointed out that like I put on my sort of like best version of me as soon as I get in an Uber, and like that, and she really cut to the core of me because I was like, it's fucking so true. I've become a sycophant where I'm being all extra bubbly and fun with the cab driver, and they're like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, well, I just want them to think I'm nice. And he's like, yeah, what, for your Uber rating? And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, oh man, I'm a fucking loser for that. Just
a real simp for it. I'm like, oh, sorry, did I shut the door too gently? Or, you know, I'll just hold myself up. I won't even sit on the seat. I'll just hover. I don't want to be any trouble.
Let me give your car a quick wash, mate, when you drop me off at yours. Let me just give it, I've got a sponge.
Yeah, but they could literally nearly kill me. They could ejector seat me out on the motorway and I'd probably still give them a 4. Like, I think like my 3 is a gentleman's 1 because I heard if they get below a certain level, they might lose their job. And I don't want that on my conscience.
No, of course not.
Unless I'm in a real bad mood. But yeah, I don't think I've ever given a 1. And I have had near-death experiences in those cars. Whereas apparently me closing the door a little bit heavily or singing a song because I thought they'd enjoy it, that makes me a 3.
Who wouldn't?
But yeah, I just think we are this scoring, everything being scored so easily and so publicly really has changed all of our behaviours.
Yeah, massively.
It's not fair. I don't like it. But I tell you what, I did like going back to petty, going back to number 2. But again, I'm in 2 minds about this, and I'll explain to you why. So the Rage Against the Machine versus X Factor winner Christmas number 1 race. Now that was a beautifully petty piece of work. That was, brought about by 2 people who were sick of the commercialization, of the bastardization of music, of there was no fun in Christmas number 1 anymore, and there was no effort in it. The X Factor had been number 1 4 years in a row. Like the sales were absolutely outstanding, to be fair. Like the amount of people that were buying these singles, and like this is again where I'm like trying to balance it up in my head. Like it was like sort of a net positive for music because it was driving people to buy songs they probably wouldn't like. My mum was like, I must buy Alexandra Burke's song, and she's never bought a single in her life, but she just loved Alexandra Burke. And they were sick of it. They were sick of that. They didn't want another in the bag Simon Cowell Christmas number 1. They thought it was unfair. So they started campaigning for Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name, to be Christmas number 1 instead. And they did it like it was a beautiful piece of social media work, but there was loads of sort of behind the scenes sneaky business going on. So they overtook a load of fan forums on Facebook that didn't have moderators because you used to be able to do that, turned them into Rage Against the Machine for number 1 campaigns, sold that into press. And PR is a real beautiful way to amplify any kind of petty act. So it started to gather momentum. Rage Against the Machine got involved. They are normally busy campaigning against, institutional violence and racism and stuff. But they thought, you know what, it's really important to us that Joe McElderry, The Climb, does not make Christmas number 1. So we will take time out of our busy schedule to do that. Because, again, a healthy sense of pettiness. Love that they got behind it. They went on Radio 1 in the morning to perform it. Radio 1 said, promise you won't do the swear. And they went, no, we won't do the swear, we promise. And they did the swear.
They did the swear.
Got loads and loads more coverage. And it was a really good year for music because both of them sold over 500,000 records, either by download or by physical purchase. So 1 million records were bought, which is brilliant for the music industry. That's a really cool thing. Particularly streaming was just rearing its head, so it was a good week for music. That, and they edged Joe McElderry by about 50,000 sales in the end.
Wow.
And we all learned a lesson, right? It was exciting. They did Finsbury Park. I went to the free concert. I couldn't get home because we missed the megabus because they kettled us and we had to sleep breath in Victoria Station. That was not good. And I'm petty about that. So I'm like, was it great? Because that I was mildly inconvenienced. So, but the trouble for me, where this goes wrong as a petty act is Tracy and John took different routes on it. Because obviously Tracy, that was her magnum opus. She was done. John's gone on to do other sort of Christmas number 1 campaigns afterwards. that it's never quite reached the same level. But what they taught us, was a valuable lesson. It was like, us against institutions. If we all push back together, if we take collective action, we can really make changes. By spending 99 pence, you can actually enact like great change. But the lesson is great. What we did with the lesson we were taught is we decided our whole campaigning life was going to be buying a Christmas single. So like a nice positive one. There was that lovely NHS choir that sang this song Bridge Over You. I bought it. I've never heard it. I don't want to listen to it. It's just there in my iTunes making me feel like a good person. But what came after that? Lad Baby. Because Christmas #1 started to be about collective action and charity, because it gave us all a way to feel good for the bargain price of 99 pence. 4 years, like they got the most Christmas #1s ever. Lad Baby. The parody songs where they put the word sausage roll into it somewhere.
We've basically had John Mortar on, who obviously was the one who did the Rage Against the Machine thing. So basically, let's
credit Tracy as well, because and
that's what I mean. Like Tracy was like real part of that, and I know John's loves to talk about it, but you really hear from her. But they were very much.
They literally live around the corner to my house, and
what I meant was, although we've had John on, John and Tracy have sort of spurned that, and then Lad Baby came about, and then your mate Stu then sort of like rallied against that as well, didn't he? Cunt and the gang, basically making all the wonderful sync #1s he made.
And John Mortar worked on the campaign with him.
He created this situation, unfortunately, because they taught the nation a lesson, and we fucked it up. It's not their fault. But the thing with the petty actors, you never know what the consequence is going to be. No. When Colleen Rooney did that tweet, she didn't think, I'm going to hear about this for the next 4 years of my life. I'm going to have to go to court. I'm going to have to wear a suit. Like, all details of my life will be tabloid fodder for 4 years. There'll be a musical about it. I won't like the actress they've chosen for me. Like, you cannot control the outcome. Once you put your petty act out in the world, you can't control the outcome. But ultimately, I don't think they can be happy that their initial intentions, which was reclaim the Christmas #1 for music and artistry, with what we, the British public, did with it, they can't be happy with how that went in the end.
And ultimately, Rage put that show on. Rage donated all the money to charity. Lad Baby, so sketchy.
The money the money and the fame and the acclaim they got, even if they weren't being like actively paid. See, he kept saying, didn't he? Oh, we weren't paid anything. But it's like, no, but you definitely got free stuff, and you had access to things that you wouldn't have been able to dream of. Before that came about, you had like Elton John and Ed Sheeran going, you buy their thing. It's like they created something. But like I said, it was a beautiful petty act. But in terms of what we, the British public, did with it, we killed the Christmas #1.
Yeah.
And like it looks like Kylie might have brought it back, but it looked for a time like the Christmas #1 was over. Like, people weren't writing good songs to try and make Christmas #1, because there was no point. You were just releasing a song, you put a bell on it, you went, it's Christmas, this is great. So I'm excited to bring it back, because Mark Burrows has written a book about the Christmas #1, like, as a phenomenon, and it's brilliant.
Oh wow!
As someone who's petty as well, like, he went around the country, and he's so upset about it, because he went around the country saying there will never be another original Christmas #1, and obviously he released his book November of last year, where there actually was a really good race for the Christmas #1, and that's got a sting, hasn't it? And he's a really good mate, but having to get out there every night, and then people go, but I think you'll find that there is a Christmas #1. Like, isn't this chapter like the Christmas #1's dead? Like, he's opened such a Pandora's box of, well, actually, and you can't put the lid back on it. But so it's like, I think I like these sort of multifaceted, complicated, petty acts. They please me.
Well, yeah, because I think it's lovely how you put it. Really, Vix, is that the pettiness grows arms and legs, and you don't know where it's going to go. And so probably the moral is, don't be petty, but there's just absolutely no fucking way on earth we're not going to be petty.
No.
It's just one of those things.
We will not take the right lesson from this at all, and I'm just as bad. That's the trouble. I am terrible. Like, this whole show there's a secret ending to this show that I'll tell you afterwards. And if people want to know it, they'll have to see it in Edinburgh. But the whole thing is just one big petty act on my behalf. So I am like the 50 Cent of petty, the PR petty.
He's gloriously petty, isn't he? He really is. You can do a top 5 on all of 50. Has got like 100 petty acts. He's
number one. He's my number one guy, because what his long-term campaign. Well, it's not even his long-term campaign against P Diddy, because he's got game on pettiness anyway. So he hated Ja Rule before he was, simultaneously actually. I think he was hating on them both at the same time. He was like my mum with Philip Schofield, right? He knew there was something wrong with P Diddy way before we did, and he thought Ja Rule had something to do with a mugging he experienced in New York, right? He didn't know why, but he got the vibe that Ja Rule had somehow organised 50 Cent to be mugged. So he hated him ever since. So long past Ja Rule's relevance, he was still writing little diss tracks about him, like getting jabs in on interviews, just being nasty to him. He was Ja Rule past his prime. It's like that. It's like The Simpsons, stop it. He's already dead. So Ja Rule had this concert coming up, and 50 Cent decided to buy 200 tickets to it. So Ja Rule was performing to empty rows. He spent a lot of money buying tickets to this concert. So Ja Rule would have to come out and prove that he was a good performer, because how are you going to perform to empty seats? Now, clearly 50 Cent has never been to Edinburgh Fringe, because that's fairly standard, but brutal, absolutely brutal thing to do. Ja Rule said that didn't happen. 50 Cent brought out receipts and also doubled down on it and said not only did he buy them, he didn't buy them at full price. He bought them from Groupon for $15. They were a bargain. So, he punched him twice. The poor guy, he's down, he's dead, he's gone. But, 50 still brings him up every now and again just to remind everybody that he won. But the person he hated the most, P. Diddy, because he thought, he's got bad vibes from P. Diddy for years. There's loads and loads of hip hop lore about this. So they've been going back and forth on it for years. They collaborated on a track and everybody thought maybe they'd made friends. But then 50 Cent said, oh no, P. Diddy's verses were so shit that we had to rewrite them. So, he's operating on multi-layers. The man's a genius. But when P. Diddy eventually got arrested and put in jail, now P. Diddy himself commissioned footage. He commissioned a videographer to come along with him for his eventual exoneration, because he was going to make a documentary going, look, it was all bollocks. I'm innocent. We know that it didn't go that way. The court case did not go that way at all. And because P. Diddy went to jail, he didn't want that footage anymore. But the rumor is he didn't pay for the footage. So 50 Cent did. 50 Cent bought P. Diddy's own footage and then used it to create a Netflix documentary called The Downfall of Diddy, which has done absolute bank. Millions of people had watched it in the first week.
I watched it straight away.
Same. And I didn't understand a lot of it. It wasn't for me. It was a bit hip-hoppy. I'm a pop princess. It was a bit hip-hoppy for me.
Yeah, but the bottom line was he come across like a piece of shit. So 50 Cent had done his job, right?
Oh yeah, because when they were shooting material for when Diddy was doing it, they were just shooting. They just kept the cameras rolling, and then obviously it was going to be Diddy's intention to obviously edit it before releasing it, like any propaganda would do. But because he's so tight and he's knocked so many people in his career, he knocked that guy, never paid him, and 50 just swooped in and went yoink. And obviously all the stuff Diddy was probably going to want to edit out. Like how he's talking, how he needs to try, what's he going to do to try and blindside people and win over the public? It's all in there instead, and it's fucking glorious, man. And it's not just
damned by his own words. I think that's the worst thing. It's all him. But absolutely beauty of a thing, long-term pettiness, and then just to cap it off, he went and did an interview on ABC, and he only did ABC because that is the only channel that they showed in prison, because he wanted P. Diddy to watch that interview. So he even selected his media appearance, because the whole thing was about him winning over P. Diddy. Like everything else, collateral. He's had a great time. He's got universal acclaim. He's a good producer. The memes are gold. But
and Puff Daddy's in prison.
Yeah.
In prison, watching this interview
Yeah.
of his own footage of 50 Cent commenting on the success of his own footage being used.
So good. So
but
good.
yeah, I worry about him though. I worry about 50 because at the moment he is my apex competitor. But I worry about him because I'm worrying he's leaning into it a little bit too far, and it's kind of diluting the joy of it. Like I think he can do more. He can be better.
Yeah, but
like,
got to understand.
I don't want him on.
I
don't want him on the DoorDash advert doing eyebrows. Like, it's. He's ruining it for me. He's not being cool about it, and that's the thing. It's the difference between the caterpillar cakes and the people that are drawing knobs around them. One of them's cool, one of them's not, and I want him to be cool, and I need him to be cool because like he's the guy that I end my show with, and I need him to hold on because I don't want to rewrite this.
Well, look, in regards to your show, Vix, I mean, you're playing tonight, but obviously by the time this comes out, we would have missed the Brighton show, but it's sold out anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
But what's coming up then?
I'm doing loads and loads of work in progress. So I've got another one in London on the 8th of June. I'm doing Chippenham Comedy Festival for lovely, lovely Will Hodgson. I'm doing a date in Cardiff with a guy that I used to have a bit of a crush on at work as my support act, but I'm gay now, so
Perfect.
It's fine. Like,
That's
just look
new.
like a pretty girl.
That's new since I last saw you.
Yeah, I know. Just keep innovating. What can I say?
Switching it up.
But yeah, he always wanted to be a comedian, and I wasn't interested in being a comedian. And now he's my support act, and I really enjoy that as a thing. Like,
Petty in its own way. Just also let you know, Vix, it was me and Stu that have bought all your tickets for tonight.
Oh, do you know what? I worry about that. Because it is possible, because they're so cheap. Like sometimes for the sake of selling out my own show when there's 5 or 6 tickets left, I do think I could just buy it myself, couldn't I? Yeah. No one will know. No one's going to know. But yeah, that's why I put a price on them, because I worry with free tickets. Because I've thought of that, because Ja Rule's, experienced that.
Yeah.
And because Donald Trump experienced that when all those K-pop kids did it. And he ended up doing the Trump rally to like no one. Like it's a good.
I didn't know they'd done that. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, the Tulsa Trump rally. For the people who couldn't get there to protest, they protested by buying a seat and not being in it. So he had to come out and do all his horrible things to like empty chairs. It's beautiful. There's some really good pictures of it online. But yeah, so 50 Cent. It didn't help in the end. He's still in, but 50 Cent maybe could have contributed to a better outcome for the American elections. Like,
absolutely.
But yeah, it's everywhere. You can't miss this show. I'm doing it as many times as I can because this is my last Edinburgh Fringe. I am tired and it is expensive.
What's
so this
it
has
called?
to go well.
What's the show called?
Chief Petty Officer.
Oh, yeah.
And it turns out my great-granddad was an actual Chief Petty Officer because a distant relative put it under a Facebook post. And I don't think she'd think I was honouring him with what I've chosen to do with this title. But it's in my blood.
Wonderful. So if people want to find out about dates and such, where's the best place to keep up the speed with all things Vix?
So Instagram is probably the thing that I most update. So it's Vix Leyton, Leyton, like Leyton Orient. And I'm pretty much there. If I'm not talking about this, I'm usually talking about how you can save money. So it's a useful account to follow. Even if you don't think I'm funny or interesting, there's something in it for you. I promise. Like I will tell you where to get the cheapest things.
Wonderful. Well, we'll tag you in, obviously, all these posts when it comes out, advertising the show, and so we'll make it nice and easy for people that aren't following you already to go and do so.
Amazing.
Good luck
Thank you
with
so much.
tonight.
Oh, this has been such a treat.
It's been so much fun.
It's really good to see you.
Oh, it's always lovely to see you. Absolutely. Well, look, have a wonderful time at your sold-out show this evening, Vix. It's always an absolute joy to see you. And yeah, we'll see you again soon. We're going to press stop, but don't go anywhere.
Okay.
It's a drunken soiree in the within. Chris and Stu present Hardcore Listing, the podcast.